Hello, everybody. Welcome to 55 and 5, the only series on YouTube that's crazy enough to talk about the 1955 Parkhurst Wrestling trading card set, one wrestler at a time. Ian Riccaboni, Cary Silkin, our producer AJ from Bisson Creative and Web Design.
I've been on a hot streak.
You have. And I've been on a poison ivy streak, so I'm also hot because I'm trying to cover my arms so I don't scratch them. But that's what I get for trying to de-weed the garden. But here we have a man that looks like he does a lot of physical activity. He was an offensive lineman in college.
Okay.
And that might be all that we know about him. So this is a 5-minute history lesson. Right. The name of the game is to try and not try and stump Cary, but to get Cary to share any memories he might have of seeing or hearing about these wrestlers growing up or being a fan. Do it in 5 minutes or less, Cary.
Well, they gave him a beautiful card.
They did. He looks great. Can you tell me anything about Bates Ford?
Not a damn thing, except it's unusual for a guy that I've never heard of, and from what the little you've revealed, there's not much information on him. Mm-hmm. They gave him such a nice layout for the card. A black athlete, which is few and far between.
I haven't seen many. Yeah,
have we seen? Well, Bobo Brazil.
We saw Bobo, and we saw the
Ciller Artano.
No, he's the man who's sat spreading.
Bearcat Wright.
Bearcat Wright. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So now I'm curious. I want to hear the little you have about Bates Ford.
Bates Ford. I could only find 5 results, and I had to go to multiple websites. I had to use Google. Had to use crazy search terms to find them.
Did you go on the dark web?
I felt like I had to. I searched a lot of things. I found 3 matches in 55 and 2 in 63, but for all intents and purposes, I know that he wrestled longer. And there's just maybe he wrestled on circuits that weren't in the newspaper or that haven't been, uploaded to these websites like Cage Match or Wrestling Data. Interesting to note, one interesting thing I found out, the CFL, the Canadian Football League, was long desegregated before the NFL was.
Okay.
And he was signed, and I found a New York Times article that he was signed, quote, sight unseen by the Toronto Argonauts. And they made an appropriate deal about, him being a great lineman from Alabama State and that he was going to help the Argonauts. Interesting to note, I found a second article that said it's from 1948 saying Ken Whitlock was the first black Toronto Argonaut, which means Bates Ford probably didn't make the team.
All right.
But that article says that Bates Ford referred Ken Whitlock to the team. So I don't know. Maybe Bates Ford did break the color barrier. Maybe he was injured in 47, didn't play, and got his friend to come and play in 48. It's interesting stuff there. I didn't know that.
Did we get a listing of his football career? In other words, you said that his matches that you have recorded were 55 and 60?
63.
So was he playing football during that period, or it's not clear?
It's not clear. The CFL websites are very good and very detailed, but it's not like he's not on Pro Football Reference, so you can't see a list of his games that he played in. There's not that exhaustive of a record. But it was interesting. I found out the NFL was still pretty heavily segregated to that point. Jackie Robinson only broke the Major League color barrier in 47, so that's something to consider too. Other than that, he was known as the Young Black Panther. I found that out. And
when did the NFL have its first black player? Do we know?
I think it was 50 or 51.
Okay.
I think. He in 63 he wrestled for Jim Crockett, but he'd only appears to have wrestled other black wrestlers. That seems to have been still a rule there in North Carolina and South Carolina, because the only results have him wrestling Luther Lindsay.
Okay.
In those sets. So be interested to know more about Bates Ford, a very large, impressive individual.
Once again, if any of the historians that watch these, and we've had people chip in, Mike Mooneyham, Tim Hornbecker.
Right.
Once again, Greg Oliver, Roy Lucier.
Right.
Al Getz, John Boucher, George Napolitano, Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Anybody, give us a hand.
Right. He could have been in a couple of territories that weren't as well documented. He could have just been playing football and maybe only wrestled here and there. Could have been a special attraction. It does on the back of the card say that he was on the Argonauts. And it says that he wrestles top mat men in England, Belgium, Switzerland, and Germany. So he could have been touring in Europe. Although we have found out that these cards are full of baloney sometimes and that they did not wrestle who they said they wrestled, at least according to newspaper archives.
Well, good one nevertheless.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Bates Ford.
Bates Ford. Somebody new. Haven't heard.
Name.
Yeah. Yeah, that would look good on a poster. Bates Ford. Yeah. So there you have it. That's episode 99. Tomorrow, lucky number 100. We have a guy who wrestled his last match against Skandar Akbar.
Well, this has to be someone I know.
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Maybe.
I figured for big number 100, give me a ringer. That's all right, though.
We will see. We will see tomorrow on episode 100. Hope you join us right here, youtube.com/Ian Riccaboni, 55and5.com. For Cary, for AJ, I'm Ian. Happy wrestling, everybody. We'll see you then.